Hello! I'm back! I promised you I'd be back, and this time is an episode all about my acquisitions over the last 5 months, but also really about why I don't intend on buying any more fabric or yarn in the next 12 months. Frankly, I have enough. I really do. Prior to my in-laws arriving, I had to pack away all of my yarn stash, so I put it all into those vacuum pack bags, and they're all vacuum packed and stashed away in a cupboard. And I realized I have far more than I could ever need, and so it has to stop. It just has to stop. We can so easily get caught up in the, kind of buying and stashing cycle. And I 100% am one of those people. And this is not to shame anyone that has a big stash, because I have a huge one. So it's more about making a conscious effort for myself to stop buying things I don't need. So as I mentioned before, we're trying to buy a house. Cost of living's going up. So really, I'm going to try and set a goal for 2023 to not buy any more yarn or fabric. I really do have more than I need. So this is like the last hurrah. What I wanted to do this year in 2022 is in the last few months I was like, okay, I'm going to make a concerted effort to not buy any new stuff in 2023. So if I'm going to buy anything, let's buy the yarns that I know I will appreciate, and also the ones that I've been wanting to try. So part of my cost cutting is that I've cancelled some of our like Netflix subscription type things, subscriptions to Audible, and I'm utilizing like free catalogs on Audible and things like that, just trying to find ways to save money. And also that means that I've had to cancel my Patreon subscriptions as well, and that meant that I decided to cancel my Nutiden Patreon subscription. And so I made one last purchase before I did that. And the reason I've cancelled it is not only to save money there, but also every time they do a release, I am so tempted to get some, because it's all such limited edition stuff. It's limited. They're not going to recreate the colorway in the same way again, ever. There's this kind of FOMO pressure to buy it, because you're never going to see it again. And I'm sure you, if you see limited edition things as well, you kind of get sucked into that into that mindset. That's what I'm trying to say. You get sucked into that mindset of scarcity, right? So that's what really drives us to want to buy those things. It's like, oh my god, it's limited, we're never going to see this again, I must have it, I really like it, therefore I need it, because it's never going to be available again. Anyway, so I wanted to try and get out of that mindset, and the way to do that is to limit my exposure to that type of promotion in a way. So long story short, I bought quite a few things before the end of this year, and I want to share those things with you. I know it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I want to save money and kind of not promote a buying to stash kind of mentality, and yet I'm also showing you what I've bought to stash. So take what you will from that. This is my own personal issue. So I'm not putting any of it on any of you, so please don't think that, but just enjoy what I have to show you. So we'll start with the Nutiden. They actually brought out 2 beautiful colorways in my color palette, with 2 cool undertones, so it suits people like myself who flush quite easily, and we need a kind of cooler color palettes to not make us look so tomato red all the time. So they have this gorgeous color, which frankly it kind of matches my glasses, doesn't it, I've been wanting them to bring out a colorway like this for ages, and I bought a couple of their colorways thinking that was it, like it was like a cool greeny blue. but it wasn't when it turned up. It really didn't suit me, so I've sold a couple of those on, but I got this. This is beautiful, and I'm keeping this one. And then they brought out this lovely kind of muted purpley blue. It looks really purple on my camera screen, but in real life it's kind of like a grey blue. Yeah. Oh, with a muted purple. It is. It's just not as vibrant in real life as it's appearing on screen. But yeah, it's really lovely. There we go. That's probably better. So that's those two. And then I also got some, which if you saw my Instagram the other day, you will have seen that I got completely sucked into the sale from Lovely Little Yarns, because I was watching everyone's vlogmases when I could find time to watch them, and you also had such lovely like advent calendars, and I felt I felt like I was missing out. So when Lovely Little Yarns did their like 25% off sale, I jumped on and I bought a couple of skeins of their silk mohair, and the colour's actually blowing out a bit on my camera, so I'm not sure if it's coming up properly for you, but the two colourways are Just Peachy and Glow Up, and they're very similar. I said on Instagram stories the other day that Just Peachy is a little bit more of a tonal, and that's this one on top, and the Glow Up is more of a colour pop, less evenly dyed mohair. And I thought I might pair these together in a shawl or something. I haven't quite decided, but I went to the Emu Plains Christmas market, which happens every year. Emu Plains is an area down in Balnarring on the Mornington Peninsula, and throughout the summer they hold markets, I think every month. I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 over the spring summer period, and there's always one big one right before Christmas. And I ran into Max of Maximo Yarns, and he dyes his own yarn. And I got myself this gorgeous kind of fiery corally pink skein, and consequently I think they go quite well together, don't they? So maybe I'll use these together. And I also I popped in to see Julie at Little Woollie Makes a few months ago, and I picked up another skein. Apparently I'm the type of person now that buys single skeins, but this is the Pucker colorway by Hedgehog Fibres, and listen, you know what, they're all in the same family, so maybe I'll do something with these. Yeah, I know, I have a problem. That's why I'm trying to quit buying yarn. Also at the Emu Plains market though, last Christmas, I saw these beautiful baskets, and as you already know, if you've been watching for a while, I have these baskets for all of my knitting, but I saw these last year and they're just gorgeous, and they're made in Africa, I think in Ghana. They are excellent quality and absolutely stunning. So I got myself one of these, and it's just a bigger knitting basket really. I've used it for some grocery shopping, but frankly it'll probably just sit downstairs in our living space with multiple whips in it, so that I can pick and choose which one I want to knit on at the time, whatever I'm feeling. So that's one knitting related acquisition. It's also very useful for shopping. Okay, so there's that. And what else have I got? Perhaps not a huge amount, but I mean, I am kind of rushing through it. So the next 3 items, yes, 3, are from Rennie in Scotland. Now, I have been eyeing up Rennie's yarn for quite a while. I've seen a few other YouTubers buy it and use it, and I have been very tempted many times to just lose control on their website and order like 5 cones worth of yarn. So it's those kind of this is one of those purchases that's been on my wish list for a while, and so I decided to bite the bullet a few months ago, and this was really my Christmas present to myself. My husband and I didn't really do Christmas presents to each other this year, although I couldn't help myself and got him a couple anyway, but he also got me one. But we didn't like splash out and spend a lot of money. We kind of just bought the things for ourselves that we wanted, and this was one of those. So I bought 3 cones. 2 of them are just their Lambswool blends, and the other is a blend of Lambswool and Cashmere. They are relatively affordable. In terms of like price, I think it was about maybe like $60 Australian if I converted it. Don't quote me on this, but this is what I remember. $60 per cone of the Lambswool, and it was $80 Australian per cone for the Cashmere Lambswool blend. And I think that's really good value considering a cone is at least a sweater's quantity for me. It's about 500 grams, I believe. Did I get 500? Yes I did. I'm pretty sure I did. It's been a while since I actually ordered this, and I've had it kept in a box. So the 2 colorways I got in the Lambswool is this one here, which is Sea Pearl, and the mild colors throughout these cones is just absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I think you can. This one is a mix of like a light gray, a turquoise, blue and purple, and it's just stunning. And from a distance, it kind of looks, yeah, it looks like the ocean basically, and it's absolutely beautiful. I really love it. There we go. And I don't know if you can see the label on the inside of the cone, but that's the one I got. It's called Sea Pearl, made in Scotland. And the other colorway, they are spun with machine spinning oil, so these ones do actually smell quite strongly of the oil. So I would knit outside with it, or I would skein it up and maybe wash it first. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, but for now they just reside in their shipping box in the cupboard until I'm ready to use them. So I digress. Going back to the other colorway I got in the Lambswool, the Supersoft Lambswool, is this one called Confetti, and this one is a mix of like a light grey, purple, pink, little bits of fuchsia throughout as well. From a distance it just looks like a lilac or a lavender, but it's again a gorgeous colorway, and I can't wait to knit something up with that. And then finally I bought the Cashmere mix, and this one I think is like 12% cashmere. Don't quote me on that. Let me just quickly check. I'm going to Google it. Yes. So it's 12.5% cashmere, Mongolian cashmere, and the rest is finer Lambswool. And I got the colorway Minos, and it comes across as like a pale blue from a distance, but again it's a gorgeous mix of like blue, purple and teal, and it's absolutely lovely. And I intend on knitting a whole sweater just with this. I'm not holding any mohair with it because I think once it's been washed and the spinning oil comes out of it, it'll be beautifully soft. And I know Inga of Knitting Traditions also knitted up I think it was the Petite Knits, what's that, just that basic raglan one, I've forgotten what it's called. But I think she knitted one of those in this blend, and apparently it was very, very lovely and soft. So I'm super excited to knit with these. Like I said, you can tell they're all within a colour theme. and my color palette, and yeah, they really stink of spinning oil, so I might wash them at some point. So yeah, but for now I'm gonna put them back in their box. So in terms of yarn, that's it really. I have bought a few fabrics as well, just because, you know, some of them are really, again, limited edition, or just difficult to get hold of because they're by independent designers. So this next one this fabric I'm going to show you next is by Molly. It's actually Shelley of Molly Makes, and she has designed the cutest crab print fabric, and she did a release to her newsletter subscribers, an early release to them, and then opened it up to the rest of the public. But yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, come on, check out these crabs. Aren't they cute? And some of them even have lipstick on. Where's the lipstick? This one has lipstick. So I bought enough to make a shirt, or I was going to say a shirt dress, but I think more like a shirt for summer. But I also bought it in swimwear fabric, and it's so cute. So I can make a matching set. It's going to be adorable. I'm really looking forward to it, and I do really need to make myself a couple of pairs of swimsuits because I had a massive cull, and you know when it's been ages since you've used your swimsuits and you go to get them out of your drawer and you find that all of the elastic is just gone in them. Well, I had to get rid of a load of them recently, and I've literally just got one set of swimwear that I made myself, and then just a basic black swimsuit. And I had intended to spend a lot more time at the beach this summer and actually swimming in the ocean. So I figured if I get this, it might motivate me to get myself in the water, kind of lose some of those body inhibitions and get a bit more body confidence going in the water. So yeah, that's what I thought I'd do with that. And then also Spotlight, which is... if you're not from Australia, Spotlight, I guess, is kind of like the Australian version of Joann's. It's kind of this big warehouse of craft, and they do fabric as well. They do some really good fabrics, loads of different quilting fabrics. Most of the fabrics, okay, you can find some real gems, but when I was there the other day, I saw this beautiful pink and orange floral print cotton linen, and I have been trying to make more trousers for summer, and I recently made a pair, which you can just see there. So, and that pattern turned out really well, so I'm going to make myself another pair in this cotton linen. And that kind of wraps up my acquisitions. As I said, I have more than enough, more than I ever need, ever. So that's really what I'm going to stick with, and I'm going to try and be upfront and honest with you over 2023 and let you, my subscribers, hold me accountable to my goal of not buying any new fabric or yarn for the next 12 months. There may be the odd occasion where I have to buy some elastic for some fabric, or I might run out of a ball of compatible mohair or something for a project, but my intention is to not buy large quantities at all. So yes, so hold me to it, and keep watching for more updates in the coming months, and I might just have one more episode coming your way purely about sewing, about what I've been making, my successes and my failures over the last couple of months while I attempt to sew some more summer clothes, because really, yeah, I mean, I do kind of need them. The only pair of pants, linen trousers, that I have been able to wear, well, have had at my disposal, is an old pair I made about 4 years ago, and they've been great, but I have worn them to death, to the point that I've finally split the seams, and that's why I needed to make a new pair over there. So yes, next episode is my sewing and my successes and failures and my plans of what I'm going to make in the next couple of months. So I will see you then. Thank you for joining me again, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.